It's me, Marcy, for those of you who maybe haven't paid attention or, not very many people watch my videos, so, for those who do. Just want to see sunset. Okay. It's kind of cool. Look at those clouds. Where's Rex around? There we can get down here. There's Rex around us. We got super cool cloud background for what I wanted to share. Yeah. Okay, so some of you may know my grief journey. It is a path, unfortunately, we all eventually walk. We all lose someone close to us, a pet, mom or dad, sibling, close friend, coworker. All depends on, your how old you are, really, because the older you get, the more people you lose. I lost my dad 3 months after Dave died. I was going to call it double whammy. It's like, whoa, we might just beginning to feel functional. No, we're just gonna be, oh, yeah. And it brings up the old grief again. And new grief. Every time you lose somebody, I think, even a pet. I lost my 17-year-old dog, and that brought up, grief, new, like resurfaced like it was brand new. Grief of Dave, grief of my dad. I think, it doesn't take as long. All right, back to my notes. Okay, so we eventually have to walk this path. Grief comes in many forms, which I just described, I guess. But there is other grief too. I mean, it doesn't have to be death. Other griefs can hit hard. The loss of a job, a marriage, those deep life-changing things. Maybe let's try the clouds some more, maybe. They're going up too high. Okay. But the real deep, life-altering changes, who you are, forever cuts deep. So, even though it's tough to lose an elderly mom or dad, it's kind of, I've heard people call it a blessing. I don't really think of it that way, but sometimes they're not in pain anymore. Kind of that way with my husband too. He was emotionally and spiritually and even physically in pain. So at least he's not suffering. But it does cut deep. And that wound never fully heals. In the beginning, we question everything we can see. We see life as dark, wicked even sometimes. Why did this happen to me? A dark tunnel with no light. Like, am I ever gonna feel any better? Oh gosh, we have to see the sunset. It's getting really super cool. I'm so bad at this. There we go. Okay. Alright, back to notes. Yeah, you guys can see how scatterbrained I am. I'm actually very organized, but I can get easily distracted. Okay. Yeah, so no light at the dark end of that tunnel. We're looking for the silver lining, and the those clouds. And yeah, looking for anything that would make all the wrongs feel right. But the hard lesson nobody wants to hear or face is what you've been through. It could have broke you. You could have given up. I feel like giving up sometimes. I'm sure you do too. But something deep down inside of you said, I know I must go on. There is more purpose in this life left for me. I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to, do what Dave did. I'm not going to die of suicide. I thought about it sometimes. Yeah, those were dark moments. There's light at the end of that tunnel too. And even though the hurt is so strong, there's really no way of figuring out your healing process, because it's all individual. It's all custom made by the divine for us. It's just, you got to go on that journey, and you can't jump over it. You can't bust through it. You can't skip it. Even though we might like to, you just have to keep going through it, because it's a process, and you just keep going through that, and it brings up different feelings, different emotions, different energies, different dynamics with interactions with people, and you just go with the flow, really, right? That's all we can really do. But know that you're not alone. Many feel that exact same way. So how do you begin to heal? Well, that light at the end of the tunnel, you got to choose it. You got to search for something, anything inside of you that feels good, healing, peaceful. For me, it's all going to be individual. Some people like lots of different hobbies that I don't like, but, I'm sure they don't like some of mine. So for me, actually, I basically breathe and live music when I'm not sleeping. Sometimes I like the quiet, but, kind of from the moment Dave died, there was some healing songs that I found, and my music selection has changed dramatically, and I'm 100% positive he would hate it. But I don't care, because I love it. That's the song. I love it. I love it. So along with that goes collecting music lyrics. So I have this genius app where I save lyrics, because I feel like lyrics speak to me. I only save them when they speak to me. I don't know, that's weird, but maybe some of you will get it. And then I can look back at them later. I feel like they're poems, and poems touch people's souls, and that's how I feel like lyrics are. Also, I dance. I dance around the house, I dance in the forest, I dance kind of in an expressive way to the music, as it moves me and makes me feel, whatever I'm feeling. Or I'm with friends, and I still am the same way. People may think I'm crazy out on the dance floor, but, we're all dancing alone, and, it feels good to me. So who cares what anyone else thinks? The other thing I like to do is spending time in nature, obviously. Anytime I get the opportunity, I am out here. As you have seen in some of the videos, if you watch them, you know, rain, shine, snow, cold, not below 0. But I've been out here when it's like 15. So, yeah, I can't wait for a little bit more sun to warm my bones. But yeah, and the other thing that helps me is sharing my crazy thoughts with you, so whoever watches it. And if nobody watches it, it's for me. I can watch it later and watch myself be crazy. So you need to find your own healing space, whether it's yoga, meditation, karate, punch in a bag, punch in the air, pickleball, kayaking, journaling, volunteering. But by giving and experiencing, you fill your soul. Whatever you find that makes you happy, that's going to fill your soul. And that's what, when you're feeling drained, you need to go do. Not planning it later on the day, now. So when you do that, everything expands and grows. You begin to feel more alive and discover your new self. Because this grief journey, there was the before, and now there's the after. And the after person is 1000% not the before person. And so you have to figure out your journey to become that. I and you should probably stop taking yourself and life so seriously and just, again, go with the flow. Have fun. Not to say I don't have my down times. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. But you keep the hope, the faith, the trust. You look for that light and that love. It will get you through. And it will get better. And it does. So at times it may seem that no one cares. The world keeps spinning on, and sometimes we feel like we don't want to spin with it. That you're just a dot in this world. An unseen, but the universe does open people that really care about you, and when you really need it, you can reach out to them, and they do respond, and they love you. So it will find you those people. I talked about the magnetic and the repelling, and if you're your authentic, vulnerable self, you're going to repel those people, which is a good thing, that don't vibe with you. You're going to attract the people that do, and those are the people that are really going to matter. Who cares about the other people? They'll find their people. Again, you might feel like just a dot in this world. Life's unfair. Why me? But you're not alone. We are all alone. This is one of my favorite things. We are all alone in this together. So, stupid social media, even though I'm using it, and doom scroll, self-confession, but positive things, only positive things. And so it's kind of disconnected us a lot from interactions with people, but you know, if you just show up, put yourself out there, and force yourself, really. Yeah, talking to a stranger is kind of tough, but you know, who knows what they're going through? Maybe that's exactly what they need. So yeah, we're all alone in this together. So don't stop dancing. If you do, believe you can fly and fly away. One of my favorite songs growing up was Judy Garland's Over the Rainbow. And I used to sing that all the time as a little kid. We had like little 45 record player over and over and over. I could sing it pitch perfect. And yeah, at 5, 6. So, if happy little bluebirds fly above the rainbow, why, oh, why give 'em down? Okay, she goes up higher. I wasn't prepared. Okay, so as always, peace out. Love you guys.